For our first story, we have me, 34, F, and my husband, 39 per meter, cannot agree on what constitutes acceptable behavior. Now we're married, 5 years, with a child, 3. Unbiased input needed? The specific event which spurred this post. End of September I booked a Christmas event for us to take our son to today, the 21st of December. It had been in our joint calendar since then. At the end of November my husband organized his boss's leaving party for yesterday, the 20th of December, and it has also been in the joint calendar. During the evening last night I text husband reminding him of the event tomorrow so to not get so drunk that he feels rough in the morning. Husband comes home late last night, making a racket. Is vomiting at 3 a.m., and come morning he is too hungover to do anything. I call in Super Granddad as a replacement for the event. My take: I'm upset and disappointed. This is not the first time something like this has happened. I honestly don't think it's acceptable behavior to be going out and getting T-faced any time when you have a young child, but especially not when you have an activity as a family planned for the next day. I think when you have a child, your behavior should change and you should put them first, above your own enjoyment, even if that means sacrificing some special events. His take: I'm being unreasonable. It wasn't just a random night out, it was a leaving party, everyone was drinking. We have other Christmas events planned so it doesn't matter that he missed this one. Just because he chooses to go out and have fun, aka drink, with his mates, it doesn't mean he doesn't put us first. My family and friends agree with me that it's reasonable to be upset. But they are my family and friends, right? Would like some unbiased opinions. Thanks, kind folk. That's the end of our first post. Let's see what the commenters had to say. Our first commenter says, I would think a 39-year-old man would have figured out how to handle his alcohol intake by now. This isn't a scheduling problem. This is a husband problem. Our second commenter says, getting shit-faced at a work party is never a good look to start, but getting shit-faced at a work party knowing you have another engagement the next day which is a family event with your child which you miss and your spouse's father goes in your stead and you argue with your spouse that this is all fine claiming this is how you have fun when you are almost 40 years old is more red flags than a Chinese parade. Sis, this is a massive problem. You are right to treat it as such. Our third commenter says, if your husband can't have a good time out without getting puking drunk at his age says a lot him. It's clear that partying is more important than making memories with his family. For our second story, we have I, male 31, refused to make a large down payment to my fiancée, female 27 dowry. We settled things and went our own way. Now she keeps messaging me to talk over things, and how I am not a man. Am I mad for now just ignoring this and pick myself up? She would be covered for expenses, no need to invest in a house, could take up a new study because she didn't like her old one. Got a ring with a stone, no financial concerns, and still demanded money because general trust issues towards men, exceeding far what's even traditionally done. So, after she basically told me, go ask around and fetch me some extra money, because I can't sell myself short, I asked around just in case, concluded that this is nuts and extremely toxic. Talked things over with her and decided to end things there, to which she initially agreed to in the moment. Now my phone is glowing hot. Missed calls, a slur of messages, doubting my manhood, how I hurt her, that you need to talk these things over in a relationship, but never an apology for how she treated me. Pretty damn mildly infuriating how I'm experiencing this verbal abuse. Just a side note, she never exhibited any gold digger vibes. These vibes, if you'd like to call them that, only came up in the last second. My suspicion is that it's not even her wish, but she was talked into this. She won't tell me. That's the end of our second post. Let's see what the commenters had to say. Our first commenter says, dude, change your number. Let her text into the void. Our second commenter says, you dodged the crazy. You did it. You're free. Please do not step back into the path of the bullet. Our third commenter says, what's with this dowry stuff? What country are you in? For our last story, we have my ex-husband, M, 28, is trying to steal my F, 26, family. How to proceed? My ex-husband, Jason, is trying to take my place in my family. For some background, Jason and I broke up almost 4 years ago due to abuse in the relationship on his part. After we broke up, he remained in contact with my family, doing things like coming around for family dinners and joining us during holidays. A few months after our breakup we still lived together as we had a lease. However, as soon as I could, I not only left house but moved to a whole new country to get away from the situation. I was able to land a great job overseas. Since then he continued to get closer and closer with my family. I tried not to let it bother me, but it did. This weekend everything came to a head when he decided to introduce his new girlfriend to my family. He is trying to bring her around them so she will be welcome in their house. I tried telling my family how uncomfortable this makes me feel. I told them not only is he my abusive ex-husband but he is not their son. I really want them to support me and recognize how badly Jason hurt me during our marriage. They told me I'm being dramatic and to get over it. I have put up with so much in terms of them keeping a relationship with him. However, the fact that Jason's new girlfriend, who is 21 by the way, will be spending more time with my family than me is infuriating. I'm not sure what I can do to have my point come across for them to realize this isn't appropriate. If they want to have a connection with Jason I won't stop them, but basically having him around his family has really pushed the limit for me. Any ideas on what I can do about this situation? It's ruining my holiday season knowing this random woman and my ex will be spending Christmas with my family and I will not be. Also, to clarify, I have absolutely no romantic feelings for Jason. The reason him bringing his new girlfriend around irritates me is because I feel like that's something you do with your own family. From what I've heard, Jason's family hasn't even met his girlfriend yet, but my family has. I can add additional calcification if needed. Thank you all in advance. That's the end of our last post. Let's see what the commenters had to say. Our first commenter says, "This random woman and Jason are spending Christmas with your family because your family wants them to spend Christmas with them. The reality of your situation is that you don't have just an abusive ex. You also have a shitty family and they actually might be the reason you ended up with your ex in the first place. Being away from your family for Christmas sucks, but at least, you know where you stand with those people who do not give a shit about you at all. Better alone than with assholes. They made a choice. Now you get to make one. Either stay in touch and let them walk all over you, or tell them to go fuck themselves and live your life for yourself. Let me tell you this though, those people are not worth your time or the stress you're putting yourself under. Screw all of those assholes." Our second commenter says, "Their response to you being uncomfortable is wild. I would be cutting off my family. No contact." Our third commenter says, "So my tactic would be slightly different than just cutting them off OP. I would create a group chat with every single member of the family and extended family and included friends and acquaintances of the family. I would then detail the abuse that you suffered at the hands of your ex and how your family has supported and continues to support him. Be nice and detailed so that the extended family and others get the full picture. I would state that you will go full no contact with your family and anyone who supports your ex unless a series of conditions are met. I would hit send, get my popcorn and then watch the monkeys scramble." That's all for today. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.